I'm Marky Dragon, and this is a sword. It could be your sword, though. It is very sharp at the tip, and this is autographed by several people who worked in the U.S. offices for Runes of Magic. This is a beautiful sword, very well balanced. I could fling this one around really good. We're giving this away when we hit our 40,000th subscriber. As of recording this right now, we are giving away prizes. We started at 20,000 subscribers, and we've got every 2,500 subscribers, we're giving away more prizes. And set that down carefully. So, and then we give away a lot of other stuff too. In fact, how would you like a Diablo 3 trial key? And there it is. Let's see if that gets in focus. Okay, so now to the meat of this video, which is basically, let's see here. This is from Snowdrops, and Snowdrops has the question. It says, do you ever regret leaving your job for working on the internet? And it's that's the whole question. So, do I regret it? You know, sometimes I regret not having a stable income. Sometimes it's feast or famine. Feels like famine right now. But, you know, other times I've done really well. And, you know, this is, you know, I've done some other videos. I did a video about losing $250,000 in one day, dollars, that is. And, you know, another video about losing $500,000 on another business venture, which, you know, lasted over a year. And so with being self-employed and not working for someone, I basically have a lot more risk in my life, as, you know, and lack of stability. So those of you who are, you know, young and, you know, you're working at a crappy job and everything, you're basically, you know, you may float around from job to job and maybe haven't found something you like yet. And then those of you who are my age or older or around here, you know, you may have been working at your job for 10, 15 years already. And you may really like it. You may find it very fulfilling. And you may like the security of it. And there's nothing wrong with that, because not everybody can be, you know, the leader of the company, or the one who, you know, is willing to give up all that they have to try things. And that's kind of my plight, is that really I have multiple times put everything on the line for trying something. And multiple times I've had failures too. You know, my last thing, I mean, I don't, you know, it's a little bit complicated, but basically, like right now, I'm starting over. And so my only, you know, I get income off of these YouTube videos, and I get, you know, I get paid for the work I do for game code sales at markydragon.com, but you know, it's not like it used to be, and I'm not at a point where I would call comfortable yet, and I look forward to being there though. But you know, there's some differences between owning your own business and working for someone else. So one of the main differences is stability. And that working for someone else, it's usually a lot more stable. You can count on things, especially if you have like a government job. You know, you have to be really screwed up to lose a government job. So believe me, I've seen some just horribly screwed up people working for the government. Because I worked for the government, so I can say this. It's not just an outside opinion. I actually worked for the Department of Energy, and I couldn't believe some of the things that I saw, and how, you know, lacking it was. That I could do 20% effort and you know, be up with the team 100%. And when I gave 100%, people told me to calm the heck down, because I was putting them in an uncomfortable place, because I was getting so much work done compared to what they were doing. And that's not me. I'm not the type to sit around. But so, stability is one thing that I don't have being self-employed, because I have to continually make it. Regular hours, or a guarantee of knowing what my hours are going to be. Would you believe it if I told you that I'm working 24 hours a day right now? I mean, literally, the operations that are going on with our game code sales is a non-stop thing right now. It's growing right now. It needs to be cared for all the time. And so I, many nights, am up in the middle of the night working on things that need to be dealt with there in order to get things done. And, you wouldn't be expected to have to do that as an employee. So, as an employee, you can be like, hey, I'm calling in sick today, or I've got the weekend off, or I've got a couple days off, or whatever. And you are released from that responsibility for the most part. I mean, sometimes your employer will call you and say, hey, can you come in? We really need your help. But you don't have that same responsibility level that you do when you own it. So there is never an off time for me. There's no going out and getting drunk for Marky, because Marky has to be able to respond anytime there's an issue. There's, a lot of, I have to be available almost all the time. And so, there is times that I don't have to be available, that, everything is covered and stuff, but, it's still a lot of work, a lot of responsibility. And then, so another thing is that you don't have to put things at risk financially. I've lost everything twice now. And when I say everything, I mean everything. And so, like right now, rebuilding, I have just a couple of things. So, I have a lot of my art, this stuff here, but, I don't have all my pinball machines you've seen in previous videos. There's a lot of artwork that's gone. There is, all kinds of stuff that I lost, and I'm starting over. And, I'm fortunate right now that I was able to sell a bunch of stuff to get a motorcycle, and a local bank that was willing to work with me to finance the rest of it. And I had some gifts that were given to me that helped me purchase that motorcycle. And for that, I'm very thankful, because I've helped, it was really nice, as I've helped out a lot of people in my time, and I had some people come and help me out, and wow, what a great feeling. And so, when you have an employer, typically how much you're going to get paid every week or every month, and unless you get really sick, you can count on that, and you can live within your means and stuff. And with me putting everything on the line and having lost everything again, really I have only a few assets left, and one of which is my camera, which I'm filming on. I can't just sell this, even though it's a very expensive camera. I can't just sell this just so that I can cover living expenses, because then how would I earn more money off videos? It's kind of a catch-22 there. And so, let's see here. Then also, as another difference is that you don't have to, as an employee, you don't necessarily have to be an innovator. You can be a worker bee, and you can do your job. You can do it well. You can be creative with your job and make improvements to it and everything, but you don't have to be forward-thinking so much as to where the company is going to be in a year or 2 years from now. And, that's something that I have to do, that I have to think about every day, because if I miss the mark on that, I don't have a company anymore. And, I've missed the mark on that on a couple of things. Other things I struck gold with. Let's just say I've struck gold a couple of times, and at a couple of points in my life, I didn't have a care in the world, but all that money I was making and everything, for all of my innovation and creativity and action taking that I put forth to, build my empires, I've never been a good money manager. So, I should have saved a whole bunch, because then I'd have, I'd be set right now. I could have actually been set right now, but no, I blew it. And then what money I did have, I invested it in other things, and just goes back around to starting over again. So basically, you don't have to be as forward thinking. You can just follow directions and do that really well, and be thinking on your feet, meaning, when a problem arises, that, you take the initiative to take corrective action, to correct things, to fix things, to make sure things won't happen like that again, and stuff like that. But it's on a different scale. And now, at the same point, if you're willing to take these risks, you can make a lot of money. And you can become extremely wealthy. I mean, I have friends who have hit the jackpot so big that they don't have to work anymore. And, but they continue to, because they're kind of driven to. But the kind of wealth I'm talking about is to where if they wanted to stop working right now, they could. And, they own enormous houses and really nice cars and, Olympic-sized swimming pools, that are in ground. It's not just some above ground thing. And they're risk takers. And many of them have gone broke multiple times trying. So it's a whole risk-reward thing, and there's no guarantee that you're going to win this game. I have other friends who are broke too, that have been wealthy before. Is it worth it? To me, yes. I can't envision working for someone again, unless it's under my own terms 100%, which really means that I have freedom to do anything I want to with the company, as long as I'm not doing it harm, but I have that freedom to be creative and explore things and everything. And the ability to, take risks. In many ways, the CEOs of companies are like self-employed people. And, you hear a lot in the news complaining about how much CEOs make and how much, they shouldn't be making, and how they're taking it away from the rest of the employees and everything. But it's really a different playing field. And, so some of you may be haters and think that it's just so dumb that I would be on the side of a CEO. Well, a CEO is an entrepreneur. A CEO is somebody who's forward-thinking and willing to take risks and responsibility for things. And should they be rewarded big? Absolutely. And should they have the freedom to place things at risk? Absolutely. No risk, no reward. If they do a bad job, should they lose everything? I agree on that as well. Now, that doesn't always happen with CEOs. Sometimes their contracts dictate that, they're in there for 5 years, and if they're removed early, that they get a payout, and the payout might be $20-30 million, stuff like that. And because they're shrewd businessmen and stuff. But these are the kind of people you need to really project a company to the next level. And somebody who's going to play it safe and just continue doing what the company has been doing will kill the company. Over time, if a company is not growing, it's dying, and that's the absolute truth. So anyway, I'm just kind of just going through the different kinds of thinking that go into the difference between somebody who can quit their job and go and do something on their own and not regret it. And I don't regret this one bit, even though, like right now, I'm not earning enough to pay my bills, honestly. And so, But I'm working toward that, and I know that I'll get there again. But I don't regret it for 1 minute. This is what I was born to do, and just like that. I've talked about this before. I encountered somebody really kind guy. I worked with him at the Department of Energy. Really nice guy, really caring, and he was kind of like a gentle giant. He was taller than me, and I'm 6'4". But he was the tape librarian there at the Department of Energy, the division that I worked at. And, he, I think, really enjoys his job, and he does his job very well. And I was selected to cover him on his vacation one time. And it was like 2 weeks. And so I had to be tape librarian for 2 weeks. And oh my God, that was the most boring job I've ever done. And I was just going to, go insane doing it. And I hated every minute of it. But, he was born to do a job like that and really enjoy it and love it. I was not. And so, whether or not I'm happy, because I think that your question here really is, should you take a chance and do, something on your own or work towards that? And the answer is that if you were born to do that, yes. If you keep getting held back and not able to put action into that, then the answer is no. And that's okay. You don't have to be the same. You can do your job that you do for a living. You can do it really well, and you can be very appreciated by your employer and by your other coworkers and even by the community around you. So everybody has their spot. It's just a matter of where you think your spot is. And if you're not sure, try things. Absolutely. You should try things. So anyway, hope that answers your question. I'm Marky Dragon. Take care.